I just got done recording the video that you're hopefully about to watch. So what we're looking at here is 4 questions. That's like the very loose structure that I'm following, but I definitely get off track near the end, especially. But anyways, I am talking about first, how is your shadow self manifesting right now? Then, what's the origin of this manifestation, of this particular manifestation? Then how can you tend to this part of your shadow self, or however you want to put it? And then what is the results of taking care of it properly or integrating it properly? I don't know, whatever the right terminology is. I feel like you get the point. This is a very I think I'm kind of all over the place a little bit in this one. To give a little bit of background, you can totally skip ahead if you want. I was really struggling to figure out how to record this video. I recorded it a bunch of times, but I just knew the message was I pulled cards for this. I knew the message was really important, and I would get closer and closer to figuring out how I wanted to say it. And I really didn't succeed until this last take. And honestly, I could probably go again and make it a little bit clearer, a little bit more polished, but I feel like I probably would lose some stuff, some important stuff on the way. But yeah, I was really, part of the reason I was having so much trouble reading for this is because I was unwilling to see where it applied in my own life. I was not unwilling, I shouldn't say it like that, but my eyes were closed to where the way it was happening in my own life. And then very suddenly they were opened. Was confronted with the way the shadow is showing up in my life. And it gave me a lot of clarity on how to do the reading. And so I just guess wanted to say that to say, whoever relates to this, we're going on this journey together. I'm at a similar place as you, where I'm trying to integrate this part of myself in and everything. So, if you relate to this video, to the following video, just know that you are not alone. Yeah. So that being said, I hope that this video is helpful. I hope that it is useful for you, and I hope that you have a good time watching it. I don't know. All right, bye. Hopefully in the intro, I went over everything that I was supposed to go over. So I'm going to jump right in, assuming that that's what I am going to do. Your first question: how is this shadow manifesting? Right now, it is manifesting as stagnancy across the feeling of stagnancy, the feeling that you've been putting in a lot of effort, you are exhausted, you are burnt out, and yet you are not seeing the fruits of that effort. And you might not even really realize, it's likely that you don't realize. It's likely that you don't realize, or you don't see where this energy is going. It's likely that you have a feeling, or you're even frustrated with yourself because you are participating in habits that in some way that you're participating in habits that in some way perpetuate, or you're participating in habits aren't good for you, aren't healthy for you. Or maybe you're tired all the time and you can't find energy to start new habits that would be good for you. And this is a group of people that is asking themselves, why can't I? Why can't I increase this healthy habit? Why can't I decrease this unhealthy habit? Why haven't I moved forward? Why do I feel so stagnant? Why do I feel stuck? So this is how you may in some way see yourself as a victim, maybe not of someone else, but maybe of yourself. You may see yourself as a victim of yourself or of your circumstances. So that's the first question. How does this manifest? It manifests as stagnancy. However, stagnancy shows up for you. Second question is, what is the root of this? Where is this origin? The origin is, let's see how long I've been talking. Oh, awesome. Not that long. The origin is a place in your life and a commitment in your life that you put a lot of effort into that actually drains your energy and doesn't ever really reciprocate it. The way that this energy siphoning commitment is hiding is behind some external resource that you get that makes you feel, or that gives you perceived or real safety. You believe that this safety that you feel, that you are being externally given, is more important than whatever discomfort you feel that you can't really put your finger on around this, like that you feel around this commitment. So it's important to note here that this commitment can show up in a variety of different ways. So how to tend to it, the first thing to do is to identify it. To help a little bit with this, I'm going to name some well-known commitments, and I want you to note your reaction to each of them. I want you to be on the lookout for I want you to try your best to focus on how your emotional and physical body reacts to hearing, to what comes to mind when you hear these words. If a name comes to mind and it's tinged with negativity in some way, note that. If a job comes to mind, if whatever it is, just note it. Don't judge it. Don't try to figure out what it is just yet. Just note your reactions. Okay? So we have career or job, your relationship, a friendship, school, your home or house, I think that's all I got. So if for any of those you feel an emotion you can't quite name but is distinctly is trying to tell you something, it probably makes you feel uncomfortable, maybe anxious or fearful. Your instinct might be to run from that fear, to run from that anxiety. And you likely have been, which is why, and yeah, this is because, it's important to know, this is because they or you feel like you're the energy reservoir that you have within you is allowed to be depleted if it means safety in this particular realm in your life. Now, this is where the kind of assignment, I guess, for tending to this, and I take that word I use that word very lightly, but this is just some of the things that I kind of channeled through, like ideas that you could have after identifying what is kind of energetically siphoning which is energetically siphoning off of you. Once you've identified that commitment, there's a few things that you can do there's a few things to do. And you should take what resonates and leave the rest. So you have identified the commitment. Identify if the safety it's giving you is make a pros and cons list. For example, if this is a job and it's really siphoning your energy, even though it pays really well, or it pays better than, most jobs in your field or that you're qualified for. Regardless of what it is, say this is a job and you need the money for it. What you would do is identify how staying in this job lines up with your goals in the short term and how it lines up with your goals in the long term. You are going to determine, okay, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. So this isn't just for people that, so no matter what your commitment is, I want you to do that. I want you to identify how taking this job, why are you in this commitment? What does it give to you? And how does the things it gives to you align with your goals in the short term and the long term? Right. I want you to decide no, don't do that yet. Then I want you to identify in this area of your life, in whatever area this commitment belongs to, what does your ideal, if you had a fairy godmother and she could grant you the wish of a lifetime to build the qualities and the feelings and the what are the necessities and what are the necessities to the best commitment, to the way, like the best way this commitment could show up, or the best way a commitment could look like in this area of your life. So again, let's return to a job. We'll say that I want, for me, I want to feel valued. I want to feel connected to my work. I want to be paid well and appropriately. I want to work with my community. I want it to have a connection to all aspects of life, including the spiritual. So these are just a few things. Then you also should list what you don't want. I don't want some of the things that you don't want. You don't have to list every single thing, but whatever comes to mind. I don't want, to experience, or what's something I don't want? Well, real simple, I don't want to experience racism every day, like targeted racism. Obviously we all experience, but say what you don't want to experience, what you don't want to feel. Say what you do want to feel, what you do want to experience. And write it like Yeah, so once you've done that, so you've aligned yourself with, you've figured out where your commitment lies in the alignment with your short-term and long-term goals. You've figured out what your short-term and long-term goals are. Maybe you should do that second thing first, by the way. Figure out what you want, what you don't want, and then do the pros and cons. That might make more sense. Figuring this out as I go. The next step is to begin a new commitment, a very small one, as as you know, of to something in any area of your life that brings you joy, that lights you up. Spend once a week doing yoga if that really energizes you, and say, in whatever life I lead, there must be space for this, for this. There must be space for this. And and I'm realizing there's a video called from Salt, who is another YouTuber who has some similar messaging as this. And so I'll link it in the description below. That might actually be helpful for some of you. But anyways, start carving out space for something that feeds you energetically, and consistently give to it. Commit to it and consistently give to it. Even if it's only 5 minutes a day, even if it's only once a week or once a month. Whatever you can manage, commit to it and stick beside it and be unapologetic about it. And last but not least, and this doesn't apply to everybody, this, definitely take this on a case by case basis, but if you feel like you can safely leave this energetic black hole and take a risk to try something new, and really sit with that question, because I don't want to be seen as encouraging somebody who, like, truly it's unsafe for them to leave this commitment. Like, if it's unsafe for you in some way, and the pros of staying outweigh the cons, make that decision yourself. But if it is safe for you to jump in to the unknown, hit the ground. I mean, baby, jump. Take that risk. Like, if you can fully pivot away from something that's siphoning your energy, pivot. If you can start making concrete steps towards creating a way to leave, start taking concrete steps. Start showing up for yourself. Start showing up for the future you want to have in the present moment. Start incorporating, for example, if you can't leave your job yet, but you can stop taking work home, even though that might be a hard boundary. If you don't want to be taking work home in your dream life, don't be taking work home now if you don't have to. Release that, literally. So make small or big adjustments in your life, whatever adjustments you can make to pivot away from energy siphoning activity and pivot towards the life that you want to live, because you create that life right now. And that leads me to my last thing, which is, how can you, what's the result of this? The result of this is you taking responsibility for your life and creating the life that you want to live, in not just spiritual, energetic, and emotional ways, but in physical, in these tangible ways too. You have the Magician, you have Eight of Inspiration, Queen of Materials, and Responsibility with Maeve. This is very obviously a group of people who, once you don't even have to expend more effort. I'm not asking you to expend more energy. I'm actually asking you, and frankly, I'm asking myself to re-examine how you're spending your energy and figure out how to budget it a little bit better. And watch all of these habits that you want to pick up naturally just start to build into your life. Once you have the energy to actually take them on. You don't have the energy right now to stop doing something that is helping you cope with the reality of your life in some area because you need it right now. It's a symptom and you need to address the root cause. And that, again, I'm not saying you have to make any huge move if that's not what's right for you, but you need to start making some moves, and making some moves starts with acknowledging where this energy siphoning is happening, what you're getting from it, what you're not getting from it, how it's aligned with you, how well it's aligned with you, and how can you start building small habits and taking small or big actions towards creating the life that you want to live. And remember that these actions are exponential. Like, it isn't like one building block in front of and on top of the other. I don't know, that's a bad example because those building blocks get taller, like the wall gets bigger. But it's like, it isn't like, this is exponential growth. When you give when you take an action towards creating your dream life, the universe meets you halfway. They meet you where you're at. And if where you're at is you're showing the universe through your actions and through your thoughts and through your words that you, all the time, that's all you're doing. You're spending very little time addressing, and when you addressing the actual problem, and when you do, you're dismissive of it. If you start showing them through small actions, small words, small changes in thought patterns, that this is not what I want, I actually want this, they start to meet you there rather than at the place you were at before, which is, you give energy to this thing. They're going to create the circumstances for you to give energy to that thing. I don't know if that makes sense, but anyways, I'm off track. The point is, when you create energy, when you give energy to the parts of your life that you want to grow, the universe sees that and is like, okay, that's what we're doing now. Let me create some more circumstances where those actions, those thoughts, those words can flourish. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, the point is, you'll be able to become more and more effective at this as you'll just become more and more effective at this, is the outcome, or the way you're going to experience life differently, is that you're going to be able to create your dream reality with more ease because you become responsible for your life. You take the reins back. And I want you to know you're totally capable, and it really does start with just simple discovery and then acknowledgement and love towards yourself and holding space for yourself. Like, the process of discovery, I guess I have a lot more to say, but the process of discovery is probably going to be painful or probably going to be uncomfortable in some way. You're probably going to feel like, and the challenge here is to not dismiss that discomfort and not to try to put it back to sleep. The challenge here is to sit with it and allow yourself to feel uncomfortable. Don't do any drugs about it. Don't do any, I mean, yeah, I just assume I'm speaking at 18 plus. I don't really know anybody younger that watches my YouTube channel, but I guess 21 plus. Like, don't drink about it. Don't eat about it. I mean, take care of yourself, but like, don't compulsively respond. That's what I'm trying to say. I was just naming like different compulsions that people can have. Don't respond with suffocating the discomfort under emotional detachment or disassociation from it. Just sit there and feel it. Write about it, talk about it, but feel it. I actually think that might be all. Turn away from fear and turn towards love. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's, whatever that guy said, but also it's recognizing that your fear has something to say, appreciating its intent, and telling it you're going to turn towards the love anyways. And even taking that fear alongside with you as you turn towards the love, taking the fear by the hand and saying, here, come on, I'll show you what we can do when I love you. And love is presence. I know I'm really getting off track here, but love is presence. It's witness. I was going to say manifestation. It's witness. It's observation. It's affirming. It's saying, I see you. I know you're here. I stand with you and I will not leave you. And respond. It's not what's the word that I'm looking for? It's not, what is it? When parents coddling, it's not coddling the fear and saying, whatever you need to make this go away. It's saying, I see what you're afraid of. I hear what you're afraid of. Let me show you what happens when we trust. Now, you don't have to believe. I'm just going to say, this is how I feel. This is what happens when you trust in God, the divine. When you trust in yourself. Yeah. All right, that's what I got for you guys. I've tried to record this video so many times, so the fact that I'm actually getting through it this time, and this is definitely, like, I feel like I said everything I wanted to say, and I said it in 25 minutes, like I ate that, okay, or 26. I still have to record the intro, but I hope this was helpful. I hope that I didn't say anything offensive. Sorry if I did. Well, I guess not sorry, like, I'm sure I didn't say anything offensive, like, dude. I mean, that would be crazy. I just don't know what I could have said. But anyways, thank you so much for watching if you got this far in. I want you to know that I send you on your way I send you and I send the ancestors that spoke with me through the cards, the spirit guides, the angels, the spirit teams, the higher selves that helps me to figure this out, figure out what their message was so I could get it to whoever watches this. Truly, if it's one person and it helps them, that would I think that would truly be, I would be very grateful for that. I don't know. Is there anything else to say? Yes, I send you on your way with gratitude. I send you and your higher self and your spirit team on your way with gratitude, with love, with appreciation. Ashe, ashe, ashe.